I need you guys to understand this.
Right.
People that are paying you money will tell you if your product sucks or not. When you guys order food at a restaurant and it's not good, too much salt, too much pepper, too much spice, you're going to speak up.
Facts.
So why would you not ask your customers about the same thing that you're trying to sell them so they could tell you, this is how you can make more money, bro?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 30 of Rookie Mondays. Today we're here to talk to you about entrepreneurship. Obviously, we just came back from InvestFest not too long ago. I know you saw the vlog. Got a lot of love on that. Everybody loved that. And we got so many more vlogs coming for you in the future. But we're here to talk to you about entrepreneurship because we came across a lot of business owners, people who are scaling their business at crazy levels, bringing in millions per year. Literally, we're also business owners ourselves, so we know a lot regarding entrepreneurship. So it's like, why not give the audience a lot of gems? How do you start your own business, right? What do you need in order to start a successful business? What is it like to be your own boss? So let's get into it without further ado, right? I can't wait to tell them some things we have to say because it can really change their life.
Yeah, that's a fact, right? So obviously, since this is Rookie Mondays, what we want to do is we want to take it slow and kind of go step by step with you guys. So the first thing is, it's all about the mindset, right? Like, let's get that out the way. It's very simple, but I think a lot of times people get into business and entrepreneurship thinking it's going to be sweet. Exactly. Like, you're going to be making money. I can't wait to leave my boss and say deuces. I can't wait to just say that check. I don't care no more, blah, 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 right?
Be careful.
Yeah, right? Like, you got to be careful what you wish for, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you got to realize you're going to be putting more than 40 hours a week, right? It's not a 9 to 5. That doesn't exist anymore. You can say goodbye to a 9 to 5, and I don't mean like goodbye, like I'm never going to work again, right? I mean goodbye like you're really going to be working like a 7 to 10. And I'm talking like 10 p.m. I'm talking 10 a.m. here. Like your schedule is all over the place. So you got to know what you signed up for. Like, you can't go and complain after and be like, yo, I wanted all this on my plate, and then when you get on your plate, you're like, I'm full. Come on, bro.
Facts.
That's not the goal here, right? You got to actually understand, if you go down that path of saying, I want to be a business owner, right? It comes with a lot of responsibility because people will look at you like an owner. You got to start walking like a boss, thinking like a boss, acting like a boss, and being a leader within your community, because people are going to look at you and you can't fold. That's not what you're doing here. You're trying to provide value to a different level. So you got to think that way. I think that's the biggest thing.
Nah, definitely. Like, if you don't believe in your own brand, then nobody's going to believe in your brand. You know, so it really starts with you. You got to believe in what you're pitching out to people, as well as the fact that I know you were talking about how difficult it actually is, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like to work, don't be an entrepreneur.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you don't like to work for other people, but some of you literally don't like to work in the first place.
Ooh.
And there's a difference. Understand? So I need y'all to understand, like, there's actually a large amount of work ethic, responsibility, accountability. You know, you have to be organized. Like, there's so many skills that you have to start a business that if you don't have that before your business, you're not going to have that once you start a business.
Right.
So you got to also look at yourself and be like, what is my character like? Have I ever been accountable for anything?
Right.
Have I ever been responsible before? And if you haven't, stay away from it, to be real with you.
Yeah, and we're going to dive into all this, right? Like, we're going to basically break this down. So for those who are new to Rookie Mondays, what we like to do is we like to basically break everything into sections, right? So the first episode of entrepreneurship right now and owning a business is going to be pretty simple. About mindset is the first one we're tackling, but then we're going to do a few more things today. The next episode, we're going to talk about marketing and branding. The next episode, we're going to talk about business canvas models and all the good things that you need to know, like even automation tools that you could use, right? Yeah. So today, it's all about mindset and understanding that, yo, if you are trying to wait for that perfect opportunity, that's not a thing. So let's talk about that. What does the perfect opportunity mean to you?
Perfect opportunity? There is no such thing.
Facts. That's actually a way to put it, honestly. That is the perfect opportunity. There is no such thing.
There is no such thing. You just got to dive in and figure it out on the way. Like, you know, bringing up InvestFest again.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey said that exact same thing. It's like, you just have to dive into something, because if you're waiting for everything to be lined up, everybody, you will never start. I promise you, you're going to be 90 talking about, I have this great business idea, but you don't want to die with ideas.
Right.
The graveyard has the most ideas of all time. Like,
that's a clip up. The graveyard has the greatest ideas of all time. That's fire.
For real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Never came to fruition. Don't be that. Don't die with value.
Yeah.
For real.
I think, okay, so basically, right, you guys might be wondering, I'm not trying to listen to two guys talk about this when they haven't made millions. All right, cool. How about this, right? Reid Hoffman. This man, if you guys don't know LinkedIn at this point, you live under a rock, but you probably know Microsoft, right? So let's talk about it. Reid Hoffman is the person who actually went and found LinkedIn. Okay, he has his own podcast called Master the Skill. So he spoke about this, and this dude said basically, if you are not embarrassed or scared of the product that you're first launching, you're launched too late. Like you literally are too late to the game. Now, what does that mean? Oftentimes people are like, yo, I wanna put out a product and let it be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. Like you have to realize that when you put something out, it's gonna have flaws, right? It's like when you date a girl, you gotta figure her out. Like she has flaws, you have flaws. You can't just go for the perfect girl. That's not a thing. Like you can't just see a girl like, yo, she's fire. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be great personality, everything, blah, 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 blah. Bro, you got to go through the motions and actually figure it out. Oh, this is what I like about her. This is what I don't like about her. You're validating your feelings and her feelings. It's the same thing. You're validating your product, your service to see do people like it, do people not like it. People will literally tell you if they like your product or not. If you have a shirt, right, and it's not selling, bro, that means it's not good. You have to do something about it. At least put it out there for people to find out if they like it or not. So customer validation is the biggest thing. Stop waiting for that perfect moment and just put your product out. I don't care if it's a tech world, because Apple does the same thing, right? Like, for example, how many updates does Apple have in like a year, basically?
3,000, 3 trillion.
Right? Like they have mad updates, like those little bugs. Bro, why do you think they do that? They're putting the Apple phone out there and being like, this is version 11.6. You know, they already know they have to have 11.7, 11.8, 11.9 because their customers are going to start complaining, and Apple has a whole marketing team telling them and gathering all this information like, yo, Rel didn't like this. He complained about it on Twitter. You don't think they're doing this? They're literally looking all this up and then being, okay, we're going to revise on it and have a new version. And then they do that, and they're good to go.
And they're good to go. And the thing is, that also shows like people believe in their brand even more because, like, wow, they actually address their issues.
Right.
So that gives you an opportunity as an owner now to be like, yo, my customers actually like the fact that I address issues. So almost like it's almost good in the sense that you have mistakes at first.
Yes.
Because when you address them, it makes you look like you're responsible.
Yes.
And you're accountable. You know, and I know you mentioned the whole thing about not being perfect and the analogy with dating. Just know, for the love of bag talk, soon come. All right, we gonna have a little branch off with the show for the love of bag talk, because it's true. Like fellas, y'all should know. Like you looking for the perfect girl, you want them to be in single for the wait, like real.
Yo, it's. I mean, we could talk about it, right? Like, yo, so we had a whole conversation, and this was deep because at the end of it, it was like. It was pretty cool because it was like, yo, when you're trying to find a girl, you really think you were trying to find a 10 out of 10. If you think about it, are you a 10 out of 10? No, you're not. Right. Most likely you are not a 10 out of 10. So you have flaws, right? At the end of the day, you have to realize that she's going to have flaws, you're going to have flaws. You have to figure out the middle ground. Yep. It's the same thing in business, bro. You are trying to launch a product or service. Okay? Are you a 10 out of 10 service? Most likely not when you're first launching. Are you a 10 out of 10 product? Most likely not when you're first selling. Bro, let your people tell you what you are, fix it, and then sell it.
Just like in a relationship, communication. You guys talk about what you don't like about each other or don't like that each other does. You work on it, and it improves the relationship.
Facts.
Like we said, that's exactly what Apple does, right? So, like we said, y'all, don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect product or anything, because you're honestly wasting valuable time. It's better that you put a product out and let people tell you what to fix. Because to be honest, when you think you have the perfect product and you put it out, you're going to realize that it's still imperfect.
And that's when you're supposed to fix it. So you're already wasting time. You're literally wasting time. But speaking of that, what I wanted to kind of tackle there, right, is at the end of the day, look, we already talked about, obviously, the perfect timing. That doesn't exist. But there is something you have to focus on. So first off, since we're talking about products and services, we need to tell them about our thing that we're doing right now. All right. So look, so obviously you see this merch right here. That's a product, right? And you see this right here. We're repping what we are thinking about putting out, which is a group. So let's talk about it, bro. Tell them.
Yeah, we're thinking about having a community, a bag talk community where we'll let in exclusive members. Okay, not everybody can get in because we really only want people who are serious.
Facts.
We really only want people who actually want to get better every day. All right, so we're going to have a community where we share, financial advice. You'll have access to us. We're talking about live chats, book club involved, motivation Sundays. Like there's
accountability, all that.
Accountability, bro. There's a lot coming with that. You can ask anonymous questions and everything. And that shirt that Newski has on, we met an owner in InvestFest that has a great app, a great product, and we may be using that app to
we're gonna
community.
be figuring that piece out, right? Like, but the goal here is we will be having a community for Bag Talk Show, right? And it's gonna be a private community where you have to actually submit an application of some sort. We're trying to still figure it out, but the whole point of this is if you guys are interested, please let us know, right? Comment below if you guys are interested in this because we want to build on it. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now, it kind of talks about the point that we were hitting at earlier, right? Like, don't wait to start, because think about it, guys. If you're a business owner, right, most likely you're starting small, right? You have a group of 10, 20, 30 people that you're really messing with right now. That is the most perfect time to launch a product because you get to talk to those people face to face because it's smaller. You're not going to go talk to 1,000 people, right? That's not possible. But you can talk to 10, 20, 30. And that's why you could grow like that. That's why I'm bringing this up now, because if you guys are interested in the Bad Talk community, we're having, I think we're 20 people that we're going to try to get in there?
Essentially, yeah.
Right? So we're still trying to figure out the details, but if you're interested, please comment below and let us know. Let's move on to the next piece though, right? Yeah. So we talked about entrepreneurship and the mindset. We talked about the perfect timing. Now, I want to talk about other things that go with the business, right? So the validation piece, right? So let's speak on that. What does validation mean to you?
Yeah, so validation, it's actually similar to what you're saying, but as far as having your community tell you exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do, like, you want to make sure that you're getting validation when you're coming out with your idea now. Because when you it's like, okay, I know what it takes to be a business owner, like we talked about, there's a lifestyle, there's a character I need. All right, what are you actually going to push forth now? What is your product? You need to make sure that you're asking people, would you use this?
Right.
Is this bring value to your life? At what rate? How often do you see yourself using this? Is this a one-time thing, or like, is this a constant service you need?
Right.
Are you service-based? Like, what is your model, right? So pitch it to people. Pitch it to not just people in your circle either, because your circle is probably similar to you. You need to pitch it to people that are not similar to you as well.
Yeah.
And kind of find out where is the draw, right? Like, where is your actual audience that you need to be reaching out to?
Exactly, because the main thing there, right, when it comes to validation, is as a business owner, you want to be solving a problem, right? Like, don't go and try to reinvent some type of thing that is not already here. Everything exists in the world right now, right? Like, people are just making things better. They're just they're going in and finding gaps in whatever already exists, and they're making it better, okay? So at the end of the day, if you're solving a problem, you want to get validation from people. And what that really means is, I don't care if you're going to Walmart and asking people questions, you're doing surveys online. This is what you have to do to figure out, if I'm trying to solve this, does it even make sense for me to invest in it, right? So you have to have an idea. You have to have some type of vision, some type of value proposition that you're trying to solve, and this is what I'm trying to propose to you. Once you have that, start asking people about it. See if it makes sense. Like, Airbnb is a great example of this, right? Yeah. Like, were you about to say that?
Nah, I wasn't. Actually, I was going to add on to what you were saying.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, like, if your character doesn't have it into where you could talk to random people, that's something you need to work on before you get into business. Because you know how you said talk to people at Walmart? Like, you need to have those skills. And we're going to talk about that. And I think
how to build on that.
Yeah, how to build on that. We're talking about that, I believe, next week, where we're going to explain how you should network, how to actually have an elevator pitch. You got to be confident.
What is an elevator pitch? You guys probably don't know that, so we're going to dive into that too.
Exactly. So make sure you have these skills, because these are necessary if you want to have a successful business.
Right.
Talk about Airbnb, like how they
go. Yeah. So basically, bro, shout out to Reid Hoffman again. This is on his podcast, Master the Skill, right? Like, I learned a lot from this podcast, but essentially, it's those two people who started Airbnb, right? They were struggling. Like, they were very, very low. I don't want to say low in life, but they weren't doing great. Like, they were selling cereal boxes. They made money from that. People don't even know that story. They were going crazy in credit card debt. And then they were like, we're going to start this idea of basically, this is crazy because I know you guys know Airbnb now, but think like, 10 years ago or something? When it was founded? Probably older than that. Think about this. Like, they said, I'm going to go and rent a piece of my apartment or my whole apartment to a random person that I've never met before and let them into my home that I live in. Yeah. And it blew up.
And bro, when they were pitching this idea to investors at first, everybody thought they was crazy.
Right.
Literally, everybody thought they was crazy. They still went for it.
And think about it, right? So this is the validation piece that comes in. Everyone thought they were crazy until they tested it. And this is why my biggest thing, we were just having this conversation off camera earlier, like, he thinks it's marketing and branding, which I think, yes, it's definitely huge. My biggest thing, I think, in business is validation and feedback, right? Because people would think you're crazy until you do something. So investors were not buying this. And then the people, like the founders of it, were like, we're going to go and rent this out in New York, right? And we're going to rent out our spot. someone random, and we're gonna go to them and speak to them and knock on their door. There's literally this story that happened. Read into this. Someone knocked on the door and was like, yo, you're actually renting my spot. How do you like it? Do you like this concept? Do you not like this concept?
Right.
What do you not, like about it in the sense, is it bad? Right? Like, well, how can we improve? They're getting feedback from their customers. I need you guys to understand this.
Right.
People that are paying you money will tell you if your product sucks or not. When you guys order food at a restaurant and it's not good, too much salt, too much pepper, too much spice, you're going to speak up.
Facts.
So why would you not ask your customers about the same thing that you're trying to sell them so they could tell you, this is how you can make more money, bro?
Yeah.
Simple terms.
And I love how Airbnb, they filled in a hole, right? Like, so people have been like staying at like beach houses and stuff, places kind of off, like outside of big cities. Airbnb filled a hole. They said in big cities, everybody goes to hotels.
Facts.
They filled a hole where you could actually have an alternative to a hotel. And there's actually amenities that come with these properties and stuff. You're getting a lot more than you would at a hotel sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was like, they saw the problem. Like we said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There was already an existing thing where it's like, if you're not home, you can stay other places like hotels. They just gave you alternatives. They improved a hole in an already existing industry.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So today, I mean, look, we're going to try to keep it super simple because it is Rookie Mondays. But hopefully, since this is the first time we're talking about entrepreneurship, you guys understand, one, mindset is everything, right? Like, get that I'm only going to be working 9 to 5 out of your head. That's not what you're here for. You're here to grind. You're here to put in the work. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's what business owners do. Validation is everything. Talk to your audience, right? Understand what they want, understand what they don't want, and have a value proposition for them, saying, what am I offering here? And then finally, you want to understand, what's up?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, finally, you want to understand that, at the end of the day, stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. There's no such thing. It does not exist. That's what I want to highlight.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say, bro. I completely agree.
All right, so basically that wraps up the episode. As we said, we have merch. Let us know if you like this new merch. Let us know if you're interested in the community. But thank you if you're still watching. We love you. Thank you. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Plus, hit that little notification bell because we drop
2 videos a week.
and you don't want to miss them. Peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.